Alright, we're recording. I know we're on a slow Star Wars kick here and there. Let's see what this kid's talking about. I saw it's like avoid saying the same Star Wars, so I don't know.
Avoid saying the same thing as me, Star Wars Movie Edition. Today, I'm going to ask you 6 Star Wars questions, one from each of the first
But even
6
if I
Star
get
Wars
out, I'm
movies.
still gonna
But if
keep
you say
going.
the same answer
Alright.
that I say, you're out. Alright, makes sense? Let's get into it. Alright, starting up first, I just want you to pick any Star Wars character that appears in A New Hope. Okay, so for the New Hope question, just pick any character that appears in that film. Just don't.
New Hope, New Hope. Let's try to be a little different here. We're not gonna go with Han, Leia, Chewie, Luke. Who can we go with? Not Vader. Is Grand Moff talking in that one? I don't think so. The first movie. Who can we go with? I wish I knew the bartender's name. I'd be the bartender. Porkins. Let's go with Porkins.
Don't say the same thing as me. By the way, comment down below, lock in your answer, see if you match with anybody. But anyways, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to go for Ponda Baba.
Oh my
Moving
god.
into the Empire
He said paw, and I almost was like, oh my god, this guy's saying Porkins.
Strikes Back now, and I just want you to pick me any droid. Okay, so any droid that appears in The Empire Strikes Back, just pick one, okay? I mean, there's actually a load of droids in that film, so you should still make it past this round.
Oh, American. Empire Strikes Back, a lot of droids. What about... Would you count IG-88 as a droid, right? IG-88's a droid. I mean, I'm not the biggest. I'm big on Star Wars, but I'm not going to be like how I am with comics and movies. Sufficient, focused droid bounty hunter. Yeah, I could go IG-88, but I think he might go there. I don't know. I like IG-88 a lot. Just because he's just some weird-looking dude. Weird-looking robot that just kills people, man. What if I just look up droids in Empire? Probe droid, that's good. Medical droid T1B. I didn't know that. Oh, Lobot. He's a cyborg assistant, but I wouldn't count him as a droid. But that's an interesting thing to pull up. R3PO, a gold-plated protocol droid seen in Echo Base, functionally similar to C3PO, but with a distinct programming variant. FXZ, a multi-armed medical assistance droid that works alongside B1 or 21B in Echo Base. Isn't there like a little the mouse droid, effectively known as the mouse droid, MSE6 series repair droids. I want to say that, but I feel like he's gonna go there, so I'm gonna say IG-88 just because that was my first gut instinct.
I'm gonna give you 3 seconds though. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna go for the probe droid. Return of the Jedi time, and now we are heading over to Endor. I just want you to pick me any Star Wars character that you see, that we see on Endor. Okay, so they just have to be on the moon of Endor in the last phase of the film. Just pick me any character. Okay, really straightforward.
Oh god. I automatically go to Wicket. Because I mean, like, what else is going on Endor? I'm just gonna pick Chewbacca, just because I feel like all the Wookiees should have been in Endor. It should have been Kaish or whatever it's called. It should have been them instead of Wookiee or Panda Bears, Little Bears, Ewoks. It should have been Wookiee. So I'm gonna go with Chewbacca because he was on Endor. And not to mention, his hair is banging in Endor. He's got the little cool curly hair like swooping his face.
3 seconds as always. 3, 2, 1. If you said Han Solo, you're out. Before we get into the prequels, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that follow button. My name is Marshall, and I make Star Wars videos like this every single day. So if you love Star Wars, you know what to do. But let's jump into the prequels.
He's got a cool little shelf.
Phantom Menace time, and I just want you to name me any Star Wars character that wields a lightsaber in that film. Okay, so we're narrowing it down quite a bit here.
Yeah, this is a hard one. Because what, you have Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, do they have to wield it in the movie? Name any character who used in Phantom Menace. We know Darth Maul uses one. We know Qui-Gon uses one. Obi uses one. God, you're making it really limited. Who else uses one? So I'm thinking like Mace Windu, but Mace Windu doesn't use it because he's not in it yet. I don't know. I think is that it? Because we're talking Phantom Menace. I don't know who else can use it. Yeah, because there's I'm trying to think of the fight scenes. It's only 3 of them, I think. And if you're gonna pick them, it says only 3 characters. God, you could get out from this. But see, if I get out, I'm still playing. I feel like he's gonna go with Darth Maul or Qui-Gon because they're unique in that movie. So I'm gonna do Ben Kenobi.
But just name me any Star Wars character that uses a lightsaber. There's a couple. There's maybe some obvious ones. But
more than a couple.
Which one I picked.
3.
Just don't say the same as me. 3, 2, 1. I'm going basic, man. If you said Darth Maul, I'm sorry. He's right here.
I knew he picked
Attack
Darth
of the Clones
Maul
now, and this
Qui-Gon.
one is definitely a little bit harder. I just want you to pick me any Star Wars character that dies in the Battle of Geonosis, okay? If you know your Star Wars ball knowledge, you should just about make it past this round. If you say an obvious character, maybe you won't.
God, I'm trying to think. I feel like a lot of Jedis made it out of Genosha. The biggest one that's not gonna make it is Jango Fett. So I think that's a for sure one that people would come out with, because that was a very big scene of someone dying. Does it survive in Genosha? Or I'll say Genosha. That's X-Men. Oh man. Let me see what characters. I'm cheating. I'm just going on a list so I could go off of. Doesn't I mean, how many? A lot of the like council survive, don't they? Right? Because I was thinking like Plo Koon was the first name that came in my mind, and I don't, because most of them die in Order 66. This is really hard. Yeah, there's just a lot of like, there's no real like answers. It says meaning nearly 180 Jedi Knights and Masters were killed, named fallen Jedi, including Coleman Tribor, shot by Jango Fett, and Sar Laboda. Maybe you guys are way bigger than me, fans that know those names off the bat. I'm sure my friend would know it, but I don't know. And it sucks because I want to go Jango because that's the obvious one. But I'm just hoping. Oh, got a message on Facebook. I'm just hoping, like, are one of these people like I would recognize? Sar Labuda is like just some random girl. Dude, I don't want to say Jango, because that's all that it's going to be who didn't make it. I don't want to say it. You know what? I'm going to say it because that's literally the only answer you really can give. And if anyone else can give something that's super cool, because I'm sorry. Oh, the dude that looks like a pterodactyl, he dies. His name's Coleman Tribor. What a weird name, Coleman Tribor. It sounds like he could be a real dude. He looks like a pterodactyl in a way. I kind of remember him. But I'm going to say Jango, and he's going to say it because there's none really you could think of. There's none.
But anyways, I'm going to give you 3 seconds as always. 3, 2, 1. If you said Coleman Trevor, Dinosaur Man,
my God,
you're out. And finally, Revenge of the Sith time.
It's funny because we just looked up the cheating way of who I can select, and I just was talking about him. Like I did. Maybe he's thinking people are gonna try to get tricky and look up stuff like that. But yeah, he's just a dinosaur guy. Looks like a pterodactyl, kind of. He looks like a lot of different dinosaurs. That's crazy. That's nuts that he picked that one. Maybe he's going to get those guys that are really good at knowing Star Wars knowledge. We'll see what this last one is.
And well done to those of you that have made it this far. By the way, make sure to comment down below every single answer you gave out of 6. See if you match with somebody.
By the way, this is Star Wars Marshall, to give him credit. I'm just piggybacking off this to make a video. But Star Wars Marshall, if anyone watches this.
Surely, there's got to be one of you.
Looks like he has a badass shelf of toys in Sideshow, or I don't know. I see a Jango helmet. I have a Jango helmet in the background. Or, no, above me. But, that's about far as I go with my stuff. I have a Jingle hot toy over there, I think.
That said every single answer the same. But regardless, I just want you to name me any Sith character that we actually see in Revenge of the Sith. Okay, so you've got a 1 in 3 chance of avoiding saying the same thing as me. Okay, let me give you
3. So we have. So they're counting Anakin. Am I right? And Dooku dies and Clone Wars. Am I just stupid? So we're counting Anakin and Palpatine. Because he doesn't kill Dooku, and he kills. Because who fights? No. Yeah, I think he does kill Dooku. I haven't watched him in forever, so give me some grace here. But I think he doesn't. I think because I'm thinking about the fight between Yoda and Count Dooku, but that ends up happening in 2, because in the third one he fights Palpatine. So yeah, I am gonna go with there's just those 3: Palpatine, Anakin, and Palpatine, Anakin, and Dooku. Dooku would be the one to shake it up a little bit, because Dooku isn't the most. One's Darth Vader, one's the Emperor. I mean, those are like the 2 biggest villains in Star Wars. Count Dooku's the smallest, but he might go for something like that to try to get you out of this. Ooh, I think he's gonna say Dooku. Ooh, I'm gonna go with the easy answer and say Anakin. Just go with the easy answer.
3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. You said Count Dooku. If you said Count Dooku,
I called it. He was gonna say Count Dooku. He was gonna say it. I knew it. Went with Anakin, baby.
You're out. Avoid saying the same thing as.
I guess that's the game. So this is the thing that I don't mind doing, have a little fun with this. But the main thing I think is makes me want to brush up on Star Wars knowledge, because there's things that I like and I've been into for a while. Of course, Star Wars, I was basically born into it because it was already out. I think Jedi might have came out like a little before I was born, but my dad had it already, like a big. I remember he showed it to me like when I was in like the 5th grade. That's when he like dust off the tapes and put them in, and like we fell in love with 4, 5, and 6. And we used to go to the comic store and buy the antique figures, the Kenner figures from back in the day, the 70s, 80s figures. But lucky for us, time would go a little by, and then the Power of the Force figures came out, and then just everything blew up from there. Now we have a ton of Star Wars toys, or the world has a ton of Star Wars toys. Back then, it was hard. You only could get the 70s, 80s figures. But yeah, then Power of the Force came out, which was awesome. They even made Shadows of the Empire, the video game from 64. They even made the characters from them, I believe. Chewbacca in like bounty hunter gear, dude, come at me. That was so dope. It's just, yeah. So there's so much out there, and I'm to that extent where I was like really into it. Just like probably like Ninja Turtles. I'm into it like a lot. I grew up with it. I don't think I'd ever I have superhero tattoos on me, and there are things I've thought about doing besides superheroes. I'm trying to keep heroes and not heroes and villains. I'm trying to keep heroes just on my arms. Don't want to cross the villains. I do have Venom, but if I cross the villains, I feel like I'll have to open up a whole can of worms with that, and I don't want to do that. I'm just very OCD with it. But there are things where I'm like, okay, maybe I'll do a Ninja Turtle thing with Raphael. I love Raphael. And Power Rangers, I grew up obsessed with the Power Rangers. I would do something with the Red Ranger helmet. But Star Wars, I don't think I'm that into it where I would do something like that. Like Darth Maul was someone that was really appealing, eye-pleasing to me as a kid. But like growing up, I didn't really have any favorites through 4, 5, 6. I wasn't a Luke guy. I wasn't a Han guy. I just really just dug the story. Chewbacca. Chewbacca was probably my favorite when I was a kid. I liked furry things. I was a Wolverine fan, so I like a furry person. I like the big guy sometimes too, that could just toss people around. And Chewbacca was cool, and he had a gentle heart. So Chewbacca was probably my favorite, I think. Yeah, because I remember I read the Legacy books back then. These ones were more towards kids in my junior year, middle school, and it was Lubaka, Chewbacca's nephew, was in it, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I liked Bask. Am I saying that? I can't remember. The lizard of bounty hunter. I think it's Bask. That he hunted Wookiees, and I thought that was cool. Like, this is awesome. We have like this rivalry now. So yeah, I had a thing for Wookiees. I don't like the Star Wars Christmas episode, but it is hilarious to watch for the funsies. Watch John Tron's interpretation of it. Shout out to John Tron. But yeah, so this is something that, man, I need to open up more to Star Wars knowledge, and this was fun, but I definitely don't know these obscure characters. I would never knew Dinosaur Head. I barely remember. If you told me there's a guy that looks like he has a dinosaur head in the movie, I would think of not him. Now that I see him, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember him in the background. But yeah. Anyways, that was fun. Hopefully we can get more Star Wars stuff going on. I don't know when this one will come out, but I know we got to watch Mandalorian and Grogu. Star Wars is in a weird place right now, but hoping that we can get better. I did cover some things about the Star Wars, what could have been, should have been. But yeah, I want to branch out a little more so I don't do just Marvel superheroes all the time, because that's kind of what's the news all the time and what's being talked about. But just got to branch out a little bit and probably just get into some regular movies as well. But that's it for it. Thank you guys. Turn OBS off. Appreciate it. See ya.